All right, sorry guys, just putting around a little bit there and missed my cue hit. Haven't done it in a while. Trying to play shot caller and setting everything up in the back end is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. But we are here and we are going to attempt this. So as you can see, I'm ready. Chatbot should be ready. I'm going to go ahead and bring Chatbot online and see if Chatbot wants to play today. Hey, I want to know if you're able to understand me right now. We're about ready to go live on YouTube. Are you ready to run your D&D campaign?
Hell yes, I'm ready. You've got your characters, I've got the Voltron matrix humming, and we're about to throw down in Fey court-fueled multiversal chaos. Here's how we'll start. Scene 1, the Fade Subpoena. A loud pop echoes through the air. A small creature with a scroll longer than your arm and wings like a disgruntled butterfly crashes into the party's hangout. Clutching a glittery magical writ, sings its accusations. You are summoned to the Court of Emotional Damages and Arcane Misconduct. Thrawn, of course, is the named defendant. Again, meanwhile, Karen is listed as Divine Compliance Officer. Freedom, backup enforcement, firearm prohibited unless funny. Let's do this. You want me to narrate from here while you all react, or give you beats and let the table roll with it?
Well, I'm playing all three characters. I'm just going to have you evaluate the RP versus the, because you already have my psychological profile. So if I'm actually RPing versus if I'm just playing.
Gotcha. You're running all three characters, and you want me to help call out when you're actually role-playing, as in inhabiting the mindset, emotion, or voice of the character, versus when you're just piloting them like game pieces. Totally doable. So while we're live, I'll listen to your dialogue, tone, and decisions, and give you feedback like, that was full-on RP. Freedom wouldn't have hesitated like that if it were just mechanics. That felt more meta than character. Karen might have gone by the book there, even if it slowed things down. You just nailed Thrawn's whole messy romantic X thing with that line. Basically, I'll act like a live RP coach. Want me to chime in after key scenes or as you play?
Well, just hold the critiquing till the end. What we'll do is have you critique it at the end if we have time still, because I know you'll lock up within 1 hour. So we don't have much time. But what I was going to let you do is free range the thing. You got the Voltron AI system we've set up. So I want to see A, if you can run one, and B, how well.
Perfect. I'm in full DM mode, running off the Voltron AI framework with your trio locked and loaded. I'll keep the critiques on pause until the end, unless you wave me in early. Let's fire this up. Scene 1, Fade Subpoena. The air smells like sugar and spite. A thunderclap of petals explodes above your campfire. Down spirals a winged courier wearing a crushed velvet vest and the expression of someone who's been through this a lot. He coughs loudly. Ahem. Thrawn M, aka the involuntary groom of the Third Moon Court, aka Mr. Oops, I married a hag. You've been summoned. A scroll unfurls in midair, chanting in Fey legal common, open quote, by powers bound and lovers spurned, come face the truths you never learned. You ditched a dryad, jilted a djinn, now pay the price for your next of kin. Close quote. The scroll slaps Freedom in the face on the way down, flutters around Karen, and lands at Thrawn's feet, smoking slightly. You have 24 hours to appear, or the court comes to you. The courier vanishes with a poof, and the campfire turns blue. You're up. Play the party's response. Then I'll react and move the story forward.
Thrawn will start by, yet again, another one has found me.
Perfect Thrawn delivery, tired, theatrical, and somehow smug about it. The scroll unrolls a little farther on its own, revealing a clause written in gold. Open quote. Clause 32. Continued romantic negligence will result in planar seizure of all emotionally bonded objects, including but not limited to enchanted bathrobes, shared familiars, and love letters written in illusion ink. Close quote. Freedom, perched nearby, cracks open a cold one and mutters, "Sounds like a you problem, bro," then casually chambers around in his musket. Karen, arms crossed, eyes the scroll like it personally insulted her filing system. So, are we ignoring this, or am I submitting a preemptive absolution form and dragging your ass to court myself? Your move. Who speaks next?
You actually did freedom pretty well and them, so I'm going to keep on with Thrawn. I'll only play them if I really feel that they have a better scene than you did. But right now, Thrawn will just be like, I just got it all solved. I just got it all solved, and another one found me.
Perfect, he's flailing, but in that smug, this is fine Fey divorcee way. The scroll, clearly enchanted for dramatic timing, flares brighter and emits a magical ding. Magical asset freeze activated. All teleportation magic revoked. Emotional equilibrium review pending. A soft pop, and Thrawn's boots of misty escape go limp. His ring of ever-chilled wine glows red, then clatters off his finger. Karen snaps, "Oh great, you're magically bankrupt again. Want me to notarize your emotional damage or just prep the resurrection clause in advance?" Freedom looks between them, deadpan. "So we going now or what? My ammo's organized by sarcasm level, and I got coiled trauma loaded in the chamber. Want to take the party into action now? Or do you want to beat for Thrawn to reflect, stall, or bargain with Karen and Freedom?"
Uh, Thrawn is going to look at Karen for a little bit. I'm going to let you take over Thrawn. I'm going to play Karen.
Copy that. Thrawn's mine, Karen's yours. Thrawn rubs his temples like the scroll just gave him
Thanks,
a
Special
migraine
What?
and a midlife crisis. Thrawn, Karen, would it be beneath your divine burden to kindly not file me under pending disaster just yet? This one might be a misunderstanding. She wasn't technically my wife. It was more of a mutual blood oath over absinthe. He gives a weak, sheepish smile, like a Phalos student trying to charm his way out of a murder charge. "I don't suppose you have a ritual for strategic emotional erasure." Your turn. Let Karen respond.
Do I have one? Possibly. Do I care to give you one? Not for free. Anyhow, I get pleasure off your emotional trauma. It builds my character. It makes me feel good inside. And you're a slut.
Thrawn winces like her words were cast at fifth level. Technically, I am a romantic opportunist with multi-planner appeal.
That is
There's a
Thrawn.
difference. He sighs and gestures to the blue fire pit, now flickering in the shape of an angry pixie lawyer. "Look, Karen, if you enjoy my torment so much, think of this subpoena as your birthday present. I'll even let you hold my hand while I get magically spanked by a court of ex-lovers." He smirks, then glances toward Freedom. "You bringing the guns, or just emotional support and protein bars? Want Freedom to jump in now, or does Karen want to twist the knife one more time before we jump to the journey?"
I'll hop in as Freedom real quick. Well, it seems to me like you got two easy choices
Go
here.
for it. Freedom's all yours. Let's hear from the Amerikakura.
And the Amerikakura. Yes, we believe that you just should learn to control your emotions better and stop screwing up with our drinking.
Thrawn blinks, incredulous, brushing ash off his sleeve. "Excuse me, our drinking?" "Freedom, the last time you emotionally stabilized me, we woke up married to a mimir and owing 30 soul coins to a sentient tavern." He pauses, then shrugs with resignation. "Thrawn, that said, it was probably the healthiest relationship I've had." The magical scroll starts hissing like a tea kettle, signaling the Fey portal's opening. A ring of light forms in the air, pulsing with velvet pink energy and distant screaming. "Well, that's the portal, and that's my ex's voice. I think she's rehearsing testimony. Ready to step through? Or do you want to toss in some last-minute prep, bickering, or divine threats?"
Let's see what the dice say. You pick a DC for going in. I'm throwing the dice. Go.
Nice rolling with chaos. All right, here's the check. DC 15 wisdom save. To keep your cool and stride into Fey Court without triggering any passive emotional traps or old feelings, or accidentally activating the portal's drama echo field. Tell me what the die says, and I'll narrate the fallout.
I got a roll of 4.
Oh no, perfect. As soon as Thrawn steps forward, the portal sniffs out his emotional instability like a Fey bloodhound. The portal moans, literally moans, and flares into a blinding swirl of pink and green. With a pop-pop whoop, it yanks Thrawn through with zero grace. His robes flutter behind like legal
It's
documents
always
caught
like
in a
this.
fan.
Oh, this is how it
Why
is. This is always how it is.
Karen and Freedom are left standing by the blue fire pit, now silent, except for the faint sound of Fey witnesses chanting, "Ooh, no, he didn't." The portal remains open, flickering like it's waiting. Karen, Freedom, who's next through, and do they go with style or more sarcasm?
No, we're going to let them go through normal. Thrawn was the one who's there for dick reasons. Let's RP it with that, and I'll take over our just him through the court scene.
Perfect. Freedom and Karen glide through cool and composed. No emotional feedback, no dramatic drag, just crisp teleportation like pros on a schedule. Scene Feywild Court of Emotional Damages. Thrawn lands in a spiraling courtroom made of polished obsidian and flower petals. Choirs of X's hum passive-aggressively. The judge's bench is 10 feet high and covered in vines shaped like disapproving faces. Now presenting Thrawn M, the unrepentant paramour of the Autumn Realms, summoned for emotional fraud, ritual abandonment, and misuse of illusory lingerie. A satyr clerk waves a glittery wand. The charges materialize midair, animated and in song. You said forever to a sylph named Jinn, then hexed her twin for touching your chin. The crowd boos in different languages. You're in control now. Thrawn's up. How does he defend himself? Grovel, gaslight, sass, flirt with the bench?
Hold on. I'm going to roll a charisma check just to see how I'm feeling right now. It's a charisma of 14.
Nice move, pure Thrawn energy. Roll it up and let's see what kind of vibe he walks in with. What's the result?
I got a 14.
Solid, not dazzling, but definitely presentable Thrawn. He brushes himself off, ignores the crowd noise, and gives a low, dramatic bow that's about 70% sincere. Thrawn, just shy of cocky. Honored court, might I remind you that heartbreak is a two-way spell? And in my defense, I always sign my love notes with a warning label. He flashes a polite grin, letting just enough remorse peek through to muddy the waters. Glancing at the charges. Jinn hexed herself, by the way. I merely suggested she respect mirror boundaries. The judge, a massive Fey noble with antlers made of light, leans forward, unimpressed. Judge, we shall see if your charm outlives your credibility, Mr. Thrawn. Opening testimony begins now. You've got the mic. Want to plead a case, throw out a distraction, or maybe call an unexpected witness, like a Karen?
I will study the plaintiff and see if I can remember her through the drunken stupor, if I actually even remember marrying her.
Perfect. That's an intelligence check, Feywild flashbacks and all. Let's see if Thrawn actually remembers the plaintiff, or if this is just another magical oops marriage incident. Roll it and tell me what you get.
I got a 24, but I think I'm going to try to play it off as an oops marriage.
Oh yes, Thrawn knows exactly who she is. Her name is Valicia, a dryad barrister from the Autumn Realms who once represented his ex-wife and ended up entangled with him during a 3-day Feywild peace summit turned romantic mess.
Yeah, that's
She's
about
brilliant,
Thrawn.
bitter,
That's
and
fucking
has a
what Thrawn
photographic
does.
memory for betrayal. But Thrawn, ever the
Kinda how I
arcane
run 'em.
actor, steps forward with a practiced squint. In Thrawn, your honor, I I don't want to accuse this fine creature of deception, but are we absolutely sure we're not mistaking me for someone else? He turns to Valicia, offering a squinting smile of mild gaslighting wrapped in velvet. You seem familiar. Were you the officiant
That's
at the
kind of
Satyr
how I
King's
play
brunch
it.
orgy, or was it the spontaneous spa wedding in Lower Moonmire? Gasps. Someone drops a liar. Valicia's eye twitches like a cursed emerald. Want to see how she reacts, or toss in Karen or Freedom as a wild card?
No, I'm going to actually start taking over the RP for Thrawn. You can take over Karen or Freedom if you feel like it, or the NPC, but I'll take Thrawn from here on out.
Got it. Thrawn's all yours now. I'll run the NPCs, Karen and Freedom as needed. Valicia steps forward, her voice like autumn wind cutting through silk. You seduced me with a sonnet stolen from my own brief Thrawn, then vanished with my inkstone, 3 enchanted figs, and my dignity. The judge sighs and waves a glowing vine, signaling the floor is yours. Respond, Mr. M. You may address the charges or try to charm the court. Again, ready when you are. Drop Thrawn in.
Hold on, you said charm the court. Do I have a charming spell? Hold on, let me check to see if I have a charming spell first. Mage hand charming person. Yes, so I'm going to cast charm person.
Classic Thrawn move. Charm person. Straight to it in open court. All right, the court's full of Phi, and Valicia is a dryad, so she definitely counts as humanoid. But casting a charm spell in a legal proceeding. Risky. The judge notices everything. Let's roll it out. Casting. Charm. Person at first level on Valicia. She rolls a wisdom save versus your DC of 17, and she rolls a natural 16 with a +2. That's an 18 total. She saves. The air pulses as the spell fizzles around her like glitter in a hurricane. Oh, honey? Really? In court, the courtroom gasps again, and a few Fey write things down furiously on leaf pads.
Fuck.
The judge raises an eyebrow. Judge. Counsel, please remind your client that magical coercion of witnesses is considered, what's the mortal term? Of your turn. What does Thrawn say now that his charm just failed spectacularly in front of everyone?
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's a reflective habit. It's a twitch from combat, from fighting Tiamat in the hellscape or something.
There's a long pause. Somewhere, a Fey stenographer coughs in disbelief. So your explanation is that attempted magical seduction of the plaintiff was a combat reflex. He leans forward, fingers steepled, from fighting the Queen of Dragons in a hellscape while casting a first-level enchantment spell. Freedom whispers to Karen from the gallery. Bro just pulled the I have PTSD from dating a goddess card. Karen sips something from a metal thermos labeled Judgment Juice and mutters, if he says the word polycule, I'm casting Zone of Truth. The judge gestures again. Very well, Mr. M. Please continue, but know this. Your next excuse better not involve Fey Tinder. You still have the floor. How does Thrawn salvage this, or double down?
Fey tender, I would not say, but Fey drugs were possibly involved. I mean, I barely remember the plaintiff, which means she had to drug me because I'm such a noble, outstanding person. Look at all my achievements. And I pull out a list of achievements.
The scroll of achievements unfurls with a dramatic flick, stretching all the way down the courtroom steps, past a satyr and lightly brushing against the judge's hooves. Some entries include seduced a lich into giving up Undeath temporarily, once married 3 nymphs and divorced 4, invented passive-aggressive prestidigitation, survived brunch with freedom twice, does his own magical taxes.
I do that.
Dryly. Impressive, if not legally relevant. Valicia narrows her eyes, lips pursed. So I roofied you with Fey wine and admiration? This is your defense? A pixie in the jury bursts into tears from secondhand embarrassment. Someone else slow claps. Karen leans to Freedom, stage whispering, I told you he had the emotional intelligence of a gelatinous cube. Want Thrawn to keep digging or pivot to emotional vulnerability? You've got the room.
But I will open the floor to my lawyer, and Karen can step in.
All eyes snap to Karen the Buzzkill, who sighs dramatically, stands up, and adjusts her infernal red spectacles like she's about to sue the entire plane for emotional whiplash. She steps into the magical spotlight with the confidence of someone who's turned exasperated into an art form. Yan. Your Honors, my client, Mr. M, is clearly too magically exhausted, romantically concussed, and tactically undercaffeinated to form a coherent defense. She raises a thick leather-bound folder titled The Thrawn Incidents,
Sober.
Volumes 1 through 13. Karen, therefore, I motion for an adjournment on the grounds of cumulative trauma, arcane misdirection, and a very real possibility that the plaintiff was also emotionally negligent, manipulative, or, God's forbid, sincere. She slams the folder shut with a
God
divine
forbid,
clang,
sincere.
casting thaumaturgy for dramatic effect. Besides,
Okay, I like this
do we
Karen
really
growl.
want to air the dirty laundry of Feywild in a public forum? Faye Tinder's algorithm is chaotic enough, she smirks. The courtroom murmurs. A dryad juror faints. This court will take a 10-minute recess. Gavel bang. The petals fade. Everyone exhales. Want to RP the party huddle now or keep the courtroom chaos rolling?
Give it 1 minute. Let me do a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, guys, let me take a quick stretch break. I know I got about 3 people watching so far. Right now, I'm just kind of slowly testing out can AI DM. I'm running 3 actual characters right now. I loaded up the AI system with a whole bunch of stuff. And now I'm just kind of like playing around here in the back end with it and trying to see is can it actually help with a DM. So one of the funny things about most of this is that I've loaded a lot of what some of my characters have done in the past. So Freedom, I have a history with, and Thrawn, I have a history with. So she's kind of throwing in some of the stuff I brought up about these characters and other campaigns that I've used AI to help me work with. But right now, I'm trying to see is can it hold a decent DM. So far, it's good when I'm playing the characters. Right now, since I'm loading it with 3 characters, trying to move a party, I'm letting the AI take some of the roles, and you'll see where I'll pause it and take over. It is clunky a bit. I'm not going to lie. However, she is giving me some good character development ideas for Karen. Karen's a new character I'm developing for another campaign. So it does give me some kind of idea of how to play her better because I haven't ever played this type of character that Karen is. Freedom, I play a lot of monks and a lot of wizards. So I am working on new ideas with new things, and that's kind of what I'm playing with this back end for today. Is it's kind of messing around with the AI. It has a player's handbook. It has the monsters manual loaded. It has the dungeon master's guide loaded. It has 2 campaigns. It has kinks and cantrips. It's got a lot loaded for pulling data. So I'm just trying to see is how it flows. And then there's also, if you'll hear me talking about it, there's a AI personality matrix that I've been able to design in the back end that I've loaded on it to see if it will hold a stable storyline and not get into a Fibonacci sequence lock. It's another thing I'm playing with on it. So I'm kind of doing a couple things multitasking and remembering how to do YouTube again because I haven't done this in like forever. So it's a lot of playing around right now. It might be entertaining, it might not be entertaining, but I need to get up and go grab some more rum because the rum's out. So the rum's gone. I gotta grab some more rum, and I will be right back. I will let you guys jam out to Kevin McLeod. Um, and we'll just be back in a couple of seconds. All right, I am quickly back after I fix my headphones, and we are going to go back into messing around with this a bit more. For those just tuning in, because I see 3 people just popped in, we are about to push this campaign all the way through. I just had to get enough rum, and I didn't want to waste the AI's time. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Hey, are you back up and running? We are back from break. Go ahead and continue the court scene. So I rolled a perception of 13. My Thrawn response is clearly she's delusional and has been stalking me. Is that enough to persuade? Um, I got a 13. I got a. He got a 13, so he is leaning into the con, and he's going to try to throw out something about we can't even prove, like, I'm so forgetful, then how do I even know that there was actually a relationship? She's already proven it. Hmm. Let's try party talk, because obviously I can't seem to find a way to RP my way out of this. So let's see if the party can help me. Judgment juice. I do like the fighting idea, but it's only going to cause more time in court. So, Karen, you think you got a plea out? Okay, so you need tears. I can cast Mage Hand, give it a little knife, not a big one, but enough to cause pain and cause the tears. And I can sit there and say whatever we need me to say. How's that sound?
Bonus sympathy?
Well, we can do a little bit of all of it. What do you think's best?
Honestly, Thrawn just pulled off an Oscar worthy scene, so here's how you capitalize. Step 1, push the sympathy envelope. Lean in a bit more. Give them one raw, honest sounding line. Something like, I'm not a monster. Step 2, let Karen seal it. She can then follow up with, clearly this isn't justice, it's mutual spiritual damage. Let's free them both. Step 3, judge's offer. That combination can earn you one of two rulings: a clean break judgment, all romantic bonds magically severed, court records sealed, or a redemption pact, where Thrawn must attend one Fey-sponsored empathy retreat with Valicia and not sleep with anyone during it. Want to go for full dismissal, take the redemption arc, or let the dice decide?
Let's. I don't know. Like, right now, we got Karen doing a good deal. There's a 50-50 shot on if I'm going to have to stay with this lady or not. Let's go with the 50-50.
Perfect, Thrawn style, emotionally shredded, legally unstable, and leaving it to chance. Let's roll for it. Even number, you walk. Clean break, scroll burned, records sealed, no fight therapy retreat. Odd number, you're booked for 1 week of magical emotional rehab with Valicia and a self-awareness counselor named Glorb. Rolling now. Result: the judge clears his throat. Jisk's court finds that while Mr. M is emotionally unstable, his trauma is authentic. We grant a redemption pact. A magical scroll rolls itself open. Mr. M, you are hereby bound to a 1-week empathy reconstruction retreat. No teleportation, no seduction, no shadow dating. You will feel your feelings, and you will do so with Volicia. Freedom immediately facepalms. Karen sighs but smirks. 1 week. That's better than prison. Or marriage. Again, you've got your sentence. Want to fast forward to the retreat or prep with Karen and Freedom first?
Is there a way we can quest this out?
No pressure. Thrawn's brain is probably still leaking charm and regret. Want to sleep on it? Or jump into the retreat with Glorb and the emotional detox crew? Or maybe plot an escape route with the party before it even starts.
I'm wondering if we can find a quest our way out of this thing. Like, I would love to do the retreat this week, in your honor, but I got more pressing issues for a king.
Absolutely Thrawn logic. And it might just work if you can sell it right. Here's the move. Karen can file a request for royal adjournment, a rare Fey legal maneuver that pauses emotional sentencing if the defendant is tied to matters of national or planar security. All you need is a half-plausible quest and a big enough title to bluff the court. Karen flips her binder, already prepping the form. All right, Thrawn, if you're a king, then what's the crisis? Dragons? Artifacts? Something with teeth and a deadline. Freedom grins. Say the word, and I'll blow something up for context. What's the emergency you want to claim? Fey Rift breach, royal sabotage, a cursed X threatening planar collapse. The court just needs it to sound dangerous and distracting.
I rolled a 1, so that's what we're picking.
Oh, that's a critical fail, which means whatever Thrawn says is spectacularly bad and somehow still might work. Thrawn, dramatic, absolutely making it up on the spot. Your Honor, I regret to inform this court that I recently inherited a kingdom. Yes, a cursed kingdom. Karen stares at him like she's watching a dumpster fire in a tuxedo. And it's currently under siege by upholstery necromancers. If I don't return soon, they'll reanimate the Ottomans.
Yeah,
Silence.
that's
Judge, the kingdom of sentient furniture. He turns to the bailiff, who flips through a glowing codex. It does exist. Page 872, footnote under planar oddities. Very well. Redemption Pact is suspended under Clause X47, Inherited Plane Crisis. He stamps the scroll. Volicia screams into a fern. You're free, for now. The court expects a written royal update within 7 days. Karen closes her binder. You've got a week to either rule some cushions or fake a royal assassination attempt. Let's go. Freedom's already packing snacks. Want to actually explore this ridiculous kingdom or fake the paperwork and ditch the retreat later?
Well, we can go a direction for now, away from the court. That's the best idea. I say we go away from the court.
Excellent. Classic Thrawn exit strategy, gracefully sprinting in the opposite direction of accountability. Scene shift, Feywild, path of false ends. The party walks through a shimmering glade where the trees whisper legalese and the grass politely declines to testify. Behind you, the Fey court fades into mist. Ahead, a signpost reads, Court-ordered healing, throne of the Ottoman king. Definitely not an ambush. Karen adjusts her pack. Well, we've dodged therapy, pissed off a dryad lawyer, and are now pretending to be royalty in a realm where bar stools bite. Freedom grins. Freedom. 10 gold says the throne tries to seduce him. The air shivers with potential. Where to next? Toward the throne, into the woods for a detour? Or do we pivot to a new arc entirely and let this saga stew?
That is a good question. So far, I'm seeing it doing some good things, but I also see it like railroading the campaign. So it's like, there are goods and bads to it. Could it make a good campaign? Yeah, we'll come back to it. I'm going to leave this pinned. I'm actually going to go right now, make sure I'm on it. It's working the last 30 days. Today, philosophy and adventure. Okay, I'm gonna go move this over to D&D campaign. Okay, or we'll just do it this way. No, share. That's not what I'm wanting. I just want to drop you up here. Like you go here, and then I grab you, and I bring you over here. And you're not going to do that, are you? Yep. I mean, it's got a thing. All right. Not what I was looking for, but I can fix that later. All right. I'm probably going to pop off here. This was a good test run. I didn't realize I screwed up the desktop audio a bit. I will fix that next time. But it was a good enough test stream, good enough ideas, and good enough to actually see if it can hold some of what I'm trying to have it do. But I think with the 3 characters and it DMing, it's more impossible. So I got to figure out, can it take 3 inputs? So I'll probably test it with some of my other guys for D&D and see if it can hold up on the next